Greetings. I'm referring back to this video I made where I said a new frame was needed. That if you're still in partisan politics and you're only talking about the leadership of the other party that's been put in front of us on purpose, that you're kind of being deceived. You're not really dealing with real power. The new frame we need is wealthy people and intelligence agencies and hedge fund managers, bankers, and media elites. Some of these entities which have now merged. They are now they're the same guys on the board of director. Over here, he's a former intelligence officer. He's He's owns a share of this surveillance company. These are the kind of All right. So anyway, we haven't done any of that, and it's our fault. You know what I mean? I could keep bring up Anthony Blinken until I'm blue in the face or whatever, and all the elites and blah blah elites. But it's us. We have surrendered this power. We now have 3 corrupt branches of government, and the 4th estate, the media, completely sucks. Captured too. Completely corrupted and captured too, right? So we're talking the Supreme Court, Congress, Senate, House, and the presidential cabinet. It's all shite. We should call it out and admit it. It's Keir Starmer. It's all crap. But that result, though, is by us allowing ourselves to be triggered and distracted and divided. We kind of let that happen. We kind of went for it. Maybe we did that. I don't know. So if we take responsibility for it and hold ourselves accountable, kind of maybe look back at some key points and say, yeah, when did we kind of look away? When we should have held the fire on this. We should have said, nope, can't do that. We're going to stop this. No Patriot Act. Can't do that. Of course, we're patriotic and we love our country, and we just came under attack. Some sort of staged event you used as a psychological operation. But anyway, we're not going to let you do that. We're not going to let you roll back the Constitution. We're not going to let you do that. And when Obama signs a Defense Authorization Act that includes, unwarranted search and seizure, the kind of things that we're seeing ICE do now that seems so outrageous. Masked men with no warrants grabbing people, taking them away. No warrant, no nothing. We don't know anything. And they all say, at first they said, oh, these are the worst of the worst, Jeff. These are the ones that Biden let in. So Biden he's part of this operation, right? He's the open door. He's the first one. Oh, what the heck? Do I even know what I'm doing? Oh, derp. Let's just let millions, gazillions in. And this is, it was by design. You could, if you watched how it happened, and then they were brought into the country, and they brought deeper into the country, and all this stuff. So then there's something to react to. That becomes a problem for a problem solution. And they always had a solution ready to go. And it looks kind of like alligator Alcatraz. I'm afraid that's the solution, right? I read some story, unsubstantiated. I don't have time to verify a lot of things. I see things. I know some of them aren't. Some of them are. Just looking at the content, I'll judge it as I go. But I heard that a bunch of prisoners at Alligator Alcatraz are detainees or ready to be deported people, whatever they were, just disappeared. Nobody can find them. There's no trace. They're not That's what I heard. It's now we're in the era of the disappeared. If that's true, no, it's high level corporate, and now just straight fascism is what's happening. And whether or not you voted for Jill Stein or, God forbid, Donald Trump or Kamala, oh no, uh, you know, it's just horrible. The outcome, our outcomes, and we don't stick with it, and we allow ourselves, we go on social media, we get all distracted. It's identity politics and weird superficial divisions created by others. And so we're manipulated, and we're not dealing with fundamental questions of our own health and environment and budget and government. Any of these, we're sort of forfeited. But the truth is, we could start now. I don't know, crazy, right? We could kind of get an analysis, what's going on, organize across different lines, reach across the aisle, and have it create an agenda that's appealing to a lot of just working Americans, people, all rate, everybody, all included. Yeah, there's got to be some kind of uniting agenda, a people's platform, if you will, and saying like now there could be an urgent 3 planks. Could be like the people's platform. Okay, Jeff, this is 10-point platform. We're gonna run a long campaign on, but I'm talking about like even maybe a more updated kind of urgent. Oh my God, they're doing this. People, we need to unite now. And instead of it being a no kings thing, which has a word king in it and sort of focuses the wrong direction, have it be people power. People power 2026. People power. 3-prong agenda. It has to do with ending genocide. Whoa. Numero uno. Stop all attacks on civilians and just people. Just stop. Stop the war machine. Stop the drones. Stop the nabbing. Stop the, all that. Back the military off. Start thinking about infrastructure. If any of my budget goes anywhere, I want it to be used for infrastructure that helps people. I'm tired of just giving it to oligarchs through defense contractors and media, PR professional crazies or whatever, wherever the money's going. It's that's where a lot of the health budget went, by the way, was to advertising, to PR, to messaging, to placement, ad placement, creation. Became a majority of what was spent on behalf of the public, during a pandemic, right? Even if you're crazy, hardcore capitalist, never socialist, those are the times that most Americans, oh yeah, we like that when there's a super crisis or something. Yeah, sure, it's the government we pay for, let's kick in, let's go, go team, so usually, even the hardcore, free market, laissez-faire, people can sort of agree that there's a time, a place in the government you want to work and function and do things for people. And lately, it's been super failing on that front as well. Every time there's a huge crisis or a flood or something, we're hearing all these stories, and this partisan bullshit has trickled into that too. It's like I can't imagine a first responder. I'm sort of trained as a first responder. I've been like, CPR and stuff in the workplace, but then sort of search and rescue and disaster medicine. There's some real differences. But what was I going to say? Workplace, PR, public relations. I don't know. But anyway, I'll just leave it at that. The health budget was not spent in a good way, and it didn't result in saving lives. And so that's when we would want it to, I forget where I was going. I had some other idea. Anyway, all right. Another week ending here, for sure. But you get the idea. You get the basic idea is that the people, we need to get involved. I said yes. We need to be responsible, and we need to kind of get involved. And if the messaging sucks all the time, well, why is it never our messaging? Why have we not succeeded in quote unquote placing some sort of unifying message in social media and media at large? In the zeitgeist of the public culture, as it were. We keep failing on that front. And that's where we need to go next. That's where we need to get in that zeitgeist. We need to get in that with something that's forward looking and positive and good for us, for all of us. And, while taking on the man, being sexy and cool, doing all that stuff. But at the same time, having this like an agenda, and not being like having to be so celebrity driven, not focused on hating one individual or another. Instead, saying, "No, we're going to push forward with this agenda and not be distracted." All right, that's my advice, friendly advice to everyone. All right, take care.